Alright guys, so let's face it, Xbox, we need to talk. It hasn't been your generation. It has not been your gen. Let's figure out why this has happened, what you can do in the future. We're here for you, man. We're here for you.
Is this a breakup talk, Sam? Are you breaking up with Xbox?
Look, Xbox, we've had fun, but there's someone else in my life now, okay? They really add a plus to my life. PlayStation Plus.
Oh my god, that's so
terrible, but we're gonna roll with it.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen, please just stop it. Get some help. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Today we're here to talk about Xbox. They've had a rough run recently, and last week it was revealed that their console sales are down 50% versus last year.
50%? What's your case?
Our case is simply this.
TV and movies? TV. Xbox. Watch TV. 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 TV.
Much of that is to be expected for a variety of reasons. Much of it is like, I don't know if PlayStation's in the same boat as that. I feel like they're probably doing okay.
Yeah.
Either way, the CEO and the CFO responded to that in an earnings call, providing an update on why that's occurred and what we can expect to see from Xbox in the next generation.
Yeah, corporate talk.
It is all corporate talk, but luckily, I used to work in the corporate world, so I can translate this corporate bullshit.
And I can sit there looking pretty.
Exactly. Well, no, just...
Looking...
What?
Sexy.
Sam, where were you when you first watched the Xbox One reveal event?
Actually, I don't even think I watched it.
Don't worry, I brought my Rappin' Ronnie Reagan tape. It always makes the trip go faster.
TV. TV and movies? TV. Watch TV. 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 Watch TV.
You know something? He did say
TV.
a lot.
Where were you, Ralph? Where were you?
I was actually watching it because Xbox 360 crushed it so hard last generation.
Totally.
We were both 360 boys in terms of like our console of choice.
Yeah.
We had a PS3 of course, but like Xbox 360 was the main console. And I think this was the case for most people, by the way. I think most people, their main console last gen was 360.
Yep.
Xbox One came along, they're like, hey, by the way, you have to have a camera. It's watching and listening to you all the time. And you have to dance for it.
Yes.
Dance, monkey, dance!
Yeah.
You want to trade your games in? No, that's not happening. You know, remember how they
Yeah,
shut
of course.
that down?
And then that awesome burn from Sony where like,
Yes.
this is how you trade your games with your friends. Yeah. Thanks.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
So look, it was a really bad start to the generation, and that led to a whole bunch of failure. Eventually, Microsoft walked back firstly from the whole Kinect thing, and they're like, hey, you know how we said Kinect was totally integral to the platform and you must have it, and the Xbox One is Kinect? Not so much. Now, actually, we can sell the Xbox One without Kinect. Please keep buying our machine, because right now not enough people are buying it.
Yep, they got rid of it. But look, don't worry, the exclusives are what kept people around. Let's go through some of those exclusives. Number one, see your memes, okay? Crapdown. Halo 5, more like, hell no. Oh, that was terrible, but
so
we
bad.
did it anyway. And Gears of War. No, Gears of War apparently was quite good, fine. But if you look at most of the stuff, like Forza's good, fine.
Forza's very good.
I mean, if you look at most of the stuff that they were bringing out in terms of exclusive, it wasn't making headlines.
There's
It
no
really
there's
wasn't.
no game on the Xbox One where I say you definitely should own an Xbox One to play this game. Like, I would say that absolutely for God of War, for Spiderman.
Spiderman even, yeah.
Yeah, like there's a few games on the Bloodborne, etc. But like, is there anything on Xbox where you say you must? Forza if you're a racing fan.
Yeah. Oh, bro, State of Decay, what are you talking about?
Savage. So look, obviously Xbox had a very rough run as a result of that. They've had, basically last year there were some sales numbers released. We know that about 35 million Xbox Ones have been sold over the lifetime. That was last year, 2018. Now, it sounds okay until you look at the PlayStation number, where you're seeing there's actually 75 million PlayStations in circulation last year, and I think PlayStation just celebrated 90 million units sold as well with the celebratory unit they had or whatever. So
where's Xbox's 90 million celebratory unit? I haven't seen that yet. Okay, and they're not even actually releasing stats now. We don't know how much more they've actually sold. Now, of course, when a game or a console does not do well, for some reason, they just lose the stats. They don't know where they are. They can't release them.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
Now, we don't have sale numbers, but we do have sale figures in terms of dollar numbers, okay? So it looks like Microsoft's earning report calls out a 48% year-over-year decline in Xbox hardware revenue, specifically noting that the shift was mainly due to a decrease in consoles sold during the quarter. 48%, we're going to say 50% because it looks better on the thumbnail, but 48% people, that's actually pretty bad.
It is very bad. It's a huge decline. But look, as we've said, we talked about this briefly on the weekend, when you've got a console cycle, you get a point at which people, if they were going to buy an Xbox, they've already bought it. You know, you get to the end of the cycle where you sort of reach saturation point.
Sure.
And it does feel a bit like that for Xbox at this point because they've just announced Project Scarlet. And that's another thing that starts to slow your console sales down as well. People know there's another one coming next year. They're like, why would I buy this gen? I'll just wait a bit longer and I'll buy the new one when that comes out. So you've got really three factors kicking in, slowing things down. You've got no exclusives, you've got saturation point for the machine, and you've also got the fact that they've announced next gen.
Sure. Now, look, let's just keep in mind that it was only last month or the month before that they actually announced that the new Xbox is coming.
Yeah.
So 48% year over year.
People knew. No, before that they announced that there was another one coming. They didn't there was that video actually last year where they talked about they were working on it.
Sony is also said that they're working on so those things are actually coming out. But what I'm saying is I don't know if 48% is really due to, I know a new one's coming. I really do think that if there was really strong exclusives, if there was a really strong integration into the actual gaming community in general with third party and whatever, we wouldn't be seeing a 48% decline.
So Microsoft then went on to respond to this. The CFO spoke about this decline in hardware, and here's what she had to say. In gaming, we expect gaming to decline year over year in a similar rate to quarter 4 as we move through the end of this console generation. So basically what she's saying is she expects things to get worse.
Yep.
Again, not at all surprising given saturation point plus new console on the way. The CEO of Microsoft himself, so not Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, but the head of Microsoft himself, then went on to talk about why he thinks this is going to change in the future and why Microsoft's strategy is very strong. Here's what he said. We're investing to empower the world's 2 billion gamers to play the games they want with anyone, anywhere, on any device with our new game streaming service, Project xCloud, which will enter public trials this fall. Xbox Live monthly active users increased to a record 65 million, with the highest number of mobile and PC users to date. We're bringing one of the world's most popular video games to a new generation of mobile gamers with Minecraft Earth and mixed reality, and we nearly doubled our first-party studios this year to deliver differentiated content for our fast-growing subscription services like Xbox Game Pass, now available on both PC and console.
Cool.
There's a lot to unpack in that.
Yeah. So ultimately...
Go on.
Okay, he's ultimately saying a bunch of things. Number one, accessibility through the cloud. The Xbox wants to be the people that you can play anywhere and anything on any device. And I know that Stadia is also doing that, and Sony's going to obviously do that too, but they're obviously trying to win the race there.
But I think it's a really important thing, because I know a lot of people hate streaming, right? And I think it's such a massive difference between what Stadia is offering, which I think we might talk about tomorrow, and what Xbox is offering. Because Stadia is, you must do this. There is no choice. You must play in the cloud. You do not own any physical discs. It's all there, right?
Sure.
Xbox is different, because what they're saying is once you have your game, you can choose to do it in the cloud if you like. And if you only want to exist in the cloud, that's your choice. But if you want to own local hardware and you want to own your games, you can continue to own them. And I think that is a really good approach, because what that is about player choice. I'm not being forced to play in the cloud at that point. I have the choice to do it should I want to. And I think that's a fundamental difference between those two cloud streaming strategies.
Yeah, I think we'll go more into it tomorrow, but I definitely think there's so many games already that have to be online, or all it takes is one feature from Stadia to implement going, yeah, cool if you own a PC and you can actually download it on this PC and play offline. But anyway, 65 million people on the database. That's another thing. If they can actually tap into that, we were talking off camera. We don't know if that sounds like a pretty big number to actually have monthly subscribers that are paying for your Xbox Live service.
Xbox Live monthly active users is 65 million. Now, I don't know if that's 65 million paying for Xbox Live Gold.
Maybe.
I doubt that. That seems high. I wonder if it's just people engaging the Xbox Live ecosystem, just looking around at stuff or chatting with people or browsing the shop for whatever reason, just logging in for some reason to Xbox Live. Either way, 65 million people in an Xbox Live service is a great starting point for Xbox. Totally.
And look, if they've doubled their first-party content, hoping to double their, or maybe even triple, who knows, the amount of actual exclusive they have, and that's the ball game right there. If they can actually make 10, 12 titles that are a must-have in the next 5 or 10 years, I mean, that'll dramatically change how they're actually positioned in the market. Because right now, there's nothing to get. There is nothing to get.
Totally agree. And they also did talk about stuff like their augmented reality, which is HoloLens, which they're still clearly pursuing. They're going to have Minecraft Earth on mobile, which, I mean, that could be huge.
It could be the next Pokemon Go.
It could be the next, and that's made billions of dollars. And let's not forget that Minecraft's going through a huge resurgence now because Minecraft good, Fortnite bad. Okay, so very important to keep that in mind. Minecraft good.
PewDiePie's
Fortnite
playing
bad.
Minecraft right
That's
now.
right.
So
I think
if
he's actually
playing
gonna collab with Notch as well.
Who's that? I don't know.
Creator of Minecraft.
Oh, really?
So, yes.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You're a moron!
The subscription service and the pivot towards PC is another thing. We've definitely seen Microsoft take big steps towards engaging PC gamers and saying, hey guys, you are like with us already because you own a PC, so why not jump in the Xbox ecosystem as well? I think that's a really smart strategy, and that's something that Sony cannot compete with because they do not have an existing ecosystem of like everyone owning a PC. That's just
I do think
a hugely unique point.
I think PlayStation at the moment, their advantage is that they are more connected to the gamer. I really do feel that in terms of the games that they're putting out and kind of their brand in general. Just does feel like it's more in tune with gamers. But you're right, what they can't compete with is Xbox's ability to saturate the market in any way you look. Xbox can do that. So if the next 5 years they just really double down on this whole PC Xbox thing, it's compatible. Everywhere you go, you can always jump onto onto the Xbox ecosystem. That's going to make a huge change for them.
Speaking of Sony, the CEO actually spoke specifically about the partnership between Xbox and Sony, or Microsoft and Sony, I should say, where Sony is going to be using their Azure cloud data centers for their cloud stuff and potentially also for their streaming and also for some AI stuff, which they've never really spoken about. All the details of that partnership are not clear. However, he does mention the fact that it exists. There was some skepticism about whether this deal existed or not. It has been signed. Sony is going to be using Microsoft's Azure servers for something. We don't exactly know what yet.
I mean, it'd be pretty crazy if Sony is going to have to use the streaming infrastructure that Xbox is creating. But because then all it takes, like Xbox, like, you know what? Fuck you, Sony. We're turning off your fucking servers. Okay, right. See you later. But I know it's interesting. I know other companies do that. Like iPhones use Samsung to make their glass, or they used to, or maybe they continue to do that. So it's pretty common in the industry.
So overall, I'm really glad to see that Xbox are trying to stay in the fight. You know, it's like really Xbox just got completely shreked this generation, and it's not good when that happens because you want competition between platforms. I want a strong Xbox and I want a strong PlayStation. Nintendo's already quite strong because when that happens, you get a good market. It's good for consumers. You know, so to see that Microsoft has invested in first-party developers in like an option for cloud streaming rather than forcing the consumer to do it. You know, their PC focus is really good. Their subscription service stuff is great. All of these different things I think is very solid. So I really wish them luck in this generation. I really hope that they sort of, you know, like bring it back because I miss the days when Xbox
I do miss the 360 days, but I do agree with you. If one was to become, you know, the big dog, which PlayStation's kind of already becoming that. If that continued, I don't think it'd be good for gamers. I don't think it'd be good for consumers. I think it needs to have a constant competition to maybe, you know, keep prices down or keep quality up or whatever, or keep features constantly being added to make sure that, you know, each console is the reason to go there. But we'll have to see, everyone.
Speaking of quality, have you checked out our displates?
New displates today,
we talked about Microsoft today, so we changed them to Master Chief and Cortana. So you can check out the displates at the link below, and if you buy them, Cortana will be your friend in real life.
Ooh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go
don't think weird thoughts about what you would do with Cortana in that way.
I mean, like, we could just be buddies on live cam.